What's going on, guys? Plunge here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at using numbers to find out who had the best game in NBA history. So I really enjoy these, NBA stat videos, like who could possibly score the most points in NBA history, or who had the best 3-point shot in NBA history, something like stats, and like breaking down games to find out who does stuff. I really enjoy those stuff. So make sure to visit JxmyHighroller because he's the one who made this video. He deserves a like and subscribe. And also, guys, if you've been enjoying our content so far, make sure you hit like and subscribe to our own channel as well. Click the notification bell down there so you get notifications on our daily uploads. And follow our own Instagram now. We started it just 2 days ago. I post updates there of when videos gonna come out, when I finish editing it, so you guys could find out when it's gonna be uploaded. So yeah, without further ado, let's find out who had the best game in NBA history. Oh wait, but before that, I think Jordan's gonna be here. Wilt is gonna be here. That guy scores a lot of points. Kobe could be here. LeBron, James Harden could be here. Who else has like weird games? Westbrook maybe, his 2020-21 game. That's crazy. That's 2 triple doubles in 1 game. So yeah, without further ado, let's react to it.
Last week, Damian Lillard had the performance of his career. On November 8th, Lillard dropped a career-high and franchise record 60 points in a loss against the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, lost though.
60 points on 58% shooting and a perfect 15
Man,
for 15
that's an efficient 60-point game.
These numbers are incredible.
Yeah.
In fact, this stat line is so impressive, it ranks as the 54th best individual performance in modern NBA history.
There are 54 better games than that?
As the 54th highest game score.
There's Kobe, there's Michael, there's James Harden.
See, game score is an interesting statistic. Created by John Hollinger in the early 2000s, game score is an all-encompassing number that accounts for everything a player does in a game. Everything. If it is a recorded stat, the game score takes that into
so it
account,
takes into account
from
every
points
single
to
stat.
field goal attempts and makes to turnovers and fouls.
Okay.
For reference, an average game score is 10. A good game
It's
score
20,
is 20,
right? Yeah.
And an excellent game score is 30. Lillard's 60-point performance earned him a whopping game score of 46.8.
Whoa,
Unfortunately,
that is insane.
In order to calculate a game score, all basic stats must be tracked. So games prior to the 1978 season are not.
Oh, that's
that
unfortunate.
Said,
so no Wilt, no Bill
Russell
Russell as well.
Does not reflect. A 3-point buzzer beater to win a game is more significant than a 3 to open up the game. But in the game score, both of these shots hold the same value.
I get it.
So although it doesn't tell us how impactful a player's performance was, it does tell us how great a player's performance was statistically. So, out of over 40,000 NBA games since 1978, who had the most dominant one? Well, to put into perspective how incredible a game must be to crack just the top 100, Larry Bird currently holds the 100th best game score since the stat was introduced, and he achieved it on March 12, 1985, when he dropped 60-7 on
Look at that field goal
percentage,
percentage, man. 61%.
44.8. So, if this stat line warrants the 100th spot,
what's the
what
top
do
10?
the top 10 look like?
What's the top 10 look like?
Before we answer that question, let's dive into some of the more interesting best games ever.
Okay.
On December 13th, 1994, an average NBA player by the name of Willie Burton had the game of his life when he dropped 53, 8, and 3
Look at that field goal, man. 63.
Willie managed to score 53 points on just 19 shots.
How?
In the best game he would ever play in his entire life, Burton achieved a game score of 49.6. Willie Burton has career averages that are, well, average.
10 points.
But on that night, Mans was playing like one of the greatest players ever. A similar event happened to 76ers guard Dana Barros back in March of 1995. Barros, another average NBA player, morphed into prime Wilt Chamberlain for a night when he dropped 58 and 6
81
on 80%
field goal percentage.
Shooting. What's even crazier is that Barros was just 5'10 and shot only 2 free throws that night. But the madness does not end there. As if this game wasn't crazy enough, at the time, our good old friend Willie Burton was on the same team as Barrows.
It's meant to be.
What are the
it's
odds
meant
of
to
that?
be, man.
The only two relatively unknown players in NBA history to earn a game score of over 40, and they were on the same team during one of those games. But as far as average players having exceptional performances, that's it. Every other player to earn a top 100 game score is either a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, or a perennial All-Star. So, out of over 40,000 NBA games that tracked a game
Michael
score,
Jordan shot right
which
there.
one was the highest, and by who? In November of 2017, LeBron James piled up a stat line for the record books.
Ooh,
57, 11, 7, 3, and 2 on 65% shooting while sinking all 9 of his free throws.
Damn.
The Cavs got the win, and LeBron achieved a game score of 53.2. One of the highest game scores ever, but only good for 9th all-time. In fact, his current teammate Anthony Davis has posted a higher game score in his career. In 2016, while facing off against the Pistons, a 22-year-old Anthony Davis put up 59 and 20 on 71% shooting.
71.
1 point shy of a 60-20 game. And a game that would earn him a game score of 53.9.
59.
Good for 8th
He could have had
all-time.
60.
But one
and
of the most
20
spectacular
rebounds,
performances in NBA history came 3 seasons ago
Devin
from
Booker.
a young Devin
70
Booker
points.
when he lit up the Celtics for 70 points. The kid was just 20 years old and he dropped 70
Imagine
points.
that, man.
Add that to his 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals while shooting 53% from the field and sinking 24 of 26 free throws, and you have a game score of 54.5, the 6th highest of all time. But LeBron, AD, and Booker were all surpassed last season by a man who seems to have a historic night every other night.
One of the best
January 30th,
scorers of
2018,
right now, man.
James Harden achieved the highest game score of any active NBA player
What's
when
this
he
game?
put up a stat line straight out of a game of 2K. A 60
Oh, yeah. I know this.
triple-double.
His
More
60-point
specifically,
triple-double.
A 60, 11, 10
That is
triple-double
insane,
with 4
man.
steals, 63% shooting, and a game score of 56.6. This is a once-in-a-generation type game. Virtually a perfect game. But
he did everything,
the Rockets
man.
still lost. And even more shocking, this game ranks only 4th all-time in game score. In 1990, Karl Malone had a game that we would later know to be the greatest game of his prolific career. In a near 50-point blowout against the Bucks,
50-point
Karl Malone
blowout.
scored 61 points, grabbed 18 rebounds,
My God,
dished
dude.
out 2 assists, and picked 3 steals while shooting a ridiculous 81% from the field.
81%.
A dominant performance across the board,
He
and
didn't
one
miss.
that would earn him the 3rd
Well, he
highest
did,
game score
but
in NBA
he was
history
super
of
efficient.
60.2. Since 1978, only 2 players have had a better game.
Who are those guys
And
then?
I'm sure you can guess what one of those games is. It's January 22nd, 2006.
Kobe!
The Lakers are playing the Raptors at home.
Rest
In the
in
month
peace,
leading up to
Kobe,
the game,
man.
Kobe Bryant was averaging
Kobe, man.
42
Rest in peace,
points.
Kobe.
He was playing on a completely different level, but no one was aware of what they would soon witness that night. Because over the next 48 minutes, Kobe Bryant would score more points in a single game than any other player in modern NBA history.
81.
A total we have yet to see any player approach since. And to add to his onslaught of buckets, Kobe piled up 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals while shooting
Only had 2 assists.
61% from the
That's the
field
most
and
Kobe
sinking
stat I have
18
heard.
of his 20 free throws. A performance that would define the Black Mamba. A night that would earn him a game score of 63.5.
63.5, man.
If 81 points is only good for the 2nd best game since 1978, what could possibly
Wilt or
be
Jordan?
number 1?
Oh, I've reacted to this. His 69 points. How?
Jordan gets Elo airborne.
I keep forgetting Wilt is not included in this list. I'm so stupid.
Jordan.
How efficient was he in this game?
Price went for the steal. There's Jordan. He got away from him.
Look at the jumper, man.
59th and 60th points.
It's his game is so fluid.
Cleveland is absolutely shell-shocked.
Yeah,
right now.
69 points.
But Michael Jordan can continue to do this to him. This has been unbelievable.
That is insane.
69 points for Michael Jordan.
You are watching, statistically, the greatest game since the introduction of GameScore. On March 28, 1990, Michael Jordan amassed the best stat line of his entire career. 69 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals on 62% shooting and 91% from the line. A game that would earn him the highest game score ever recorded of 64.6.
Damn.
To put into perspective how great this
A 60
game
point
was,
double-double,
there has
man.
only been one player in modern NBA history to record a 60-20 game. Michael Jordan, a 6'6", 190-pound shooting guard,
And?
nearly posted a 70-20 game
And?
while shutting down the court on the defensive end. I mean, it's only fitting
Who's the other
that
guy?
the greatest player of all time has the greatest game of all time. So here's a list of the top 10 highest game scores since 1978, 4 of which came from active players. Surprisingly, no centers cracked the top 10, but of the 8 players that did, 4 of them are shooting guards and 3 are power forwards. Michael Jordan and James Harden are the only players that have multiple spots in the top 10. When looking at the top 100 game scores of all time, one player stands far above the rest. And to no surprise, it's MJ. Jordan has 18
Well,
of
he's
the
the
top
GOAT.
100
He's the
game
GOAT,
scores
man.
in NBA history, 13 of which came in a 2-year span
2
between
years.
1987 and 1989. The player with the second most top 100 games
James
is
Harden.
James Harden, and it has taken him 10 seasons to achieve 8. Jordan piled up 13 in
2
2
years.
seasons. David Robinson produced
This
6
dude
of
is
the top
insane.
100 games since the
He's
game score was
literally
introduced, and
GOAT.
Kobe Bryant has produced 5. Even the best players to ever play may see just a few all-time games in their entire career. Take a look at this. From 1995 to 2014, a 20-year window, the entire NBA produced 32 all-time great performances. From 2015 to 2019, a 5-year window, the NBA has produced 29 all-time great performances.
The game is moving
Over
faster,
the last 5 seasons,
and
NBA
there's more
players have
points
had
now.
nearly as many historic games as the prior 20
and everyone
seasons.
right now in the
Either
league is
defense
about
is getting
efficiency.
worse, offense is getting much
Yeah.
better, or a little bit of both. But these are just regular season games. What about in the playoffs? I mean, 50 points in the playoffs would undoubtedly
Jordan
be greater
again,
than
or maybe
50
LeBron.
points in a regular season
Because
matchup.
they perform so
who
highly
has the
on
highest
playoff
game
games.
score of any playoff game? It's not Kobe, it's not Harden, and it's not
Oh,
Michael.
it's not Mike.
On May 4th, 1994, in the
The
first
round
of
mound
playoffs,
rebound,
none other than Sir
Charles
himself
Barkley.
piled up the highest game score since the stat was introduced. In a win against the Golden State Warriors, Charles Barkley scored 56 points, 24 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on 74% shooting. A night that would earn him a game score of 52.6. In fact, Barkley's performance was so dominating that night that he's the only player to ever achieve a playoff game score
50.
higher than 50.
Yeah, that's
Oddly
insane.
enough, Michael Jordan is the only player that has a top 10 regular season game score and a top 10 playoff game score. No other player since the introduction of the game score has a top 10 dominating performance in both the regular season
He's the
and
GOAT.
the playoffs, which is fascinating. So who had the greatest game of all time? Well, according to game score, that would be Michael Jordan. If we are referring to when it matters most in the playoffs,
It's Charles.
Charles Barkley. Let me know in the comments
Which is
below,
kinda
what was the
ironic
best
'cause he didn't
NBA
win the
game
championship.
You've ever watched? Any surprises on this list? Be sure to subscribe to join High Roller Nation, and as always, until next time.
Okay, so that's it for the video, guys. And yeah, that was insane to see. Michael Jordan has the best regular season game, and Charles Barkley had the best playoff game, which is, yeah, like I've said, is pretty ironic because he didn't win a championship. But wow, the difficulty of getting into the top 10 of the best games of all time is insane. Like, you see James Harden's 60-point triple-double, Jordan's 69 points, Kobe's 81. One of the best players are in there as well, man. That is insane to see. And even in the playoffs too, like, Jordan is the only player to have like top 10 best games in regular season and playoffs, just to show you how great of a player he actually is. And props to Charles Barkley, man. Even though he didn't win a championship, you know he poured his heart out, you know, playing the game. And he's one of the best players of all time. And sadly, he's a little bit disrespected because of you know, his show, his TNT show. So that's it. Subscribe to JxmyHighroller because he's the one who made this video. Definitely deserves a like and a subscribe, man. This video is insane. He puts in all the hard work, you know, in just making one video. So definitely subscribe to his channel. And as I've said, guys, subscribe to our own channel as well. Click the notification bell down there so you can get notifications on our daily uploads, and follow our Instagram page so you can get updates there as well. And that's it. Okay, so don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.